Welcome back to Cine Movie Reviews, guys. For those of you who are new to the channel, I upload 3 new videos each week of new releases and classics to help make your streaming easier. And with that being said, let's go on to the movie for today, and that is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Directed by Nicholas Stoller and written by Jason Segel, who also stars in the movie, Forgetting Sarah Marshall sees an ensemble cast of world-class comedians and Saturday Night Live alumni head to Hawaii to make a hilarious film. The on-location film stars Jason Segel as Peter Breder, an everyman who gets dumped by his famous actress girlfriend, Sarah Marshall. In order to forget her, he travels to a resort in Hawaii and befriends some of the staff, including receptionist Rachel. However, problems arise when he runs into Sarah at the same resort with her new boyfriend, famous pop star Aldous Snow. So I really love this film. I reckon this is probably in my top 5 comedies of all time, which is a pretty high bar to set. It's got the classic Apatow sort of frat pack involved in this, with a lot of extremely funny people in very small roles. It doesn't receive as much recognition as other Apatow produced comedies such as 40-Year-Old Virgin or Step Brothers, but I think it definitely belongs in that upper echelon. It's a very simple concept. Man getting over a breakup goes to a very nice location to find himself, but Segel manages to turn the mundane into something hilarious here in each scene. There's not that many crazy and wacky things happening in each scene. It's very normal things that happen when you go on holiday. One of the things that makes this film so funny is he's written the script, and then the director, Stoller, claims that the dialogue is 70% scripted, 30% improvised. So the actors are able to take what's written and then just roll with it, and it makes it extremely funny. And I imagine that the B-roll for movies like this would be hilarious. So the other thing is, everyone in this film, so all of the actors, that is Jason Segel, Mila Kunis, Paul Rudd, Jonah Hill, Russell Brand, Kristen Bell, they're all well-known actors at the time, except for Brand, who sort of this made him a household name, but they're all well known at the time, but they weren't the super duper stars that they are now. So it makes this one of those fun salary cap movies where if they tried to remake it today, they wouldn't be able to do it because it would just be too expensive. The 2 female leads in this movie are fantastic. So Belle as the narcissistic, spiteful star, and Kunis as the lovable but fiery local are fantastic, not only in their independent roles, but they're also great playing off one another. They're also fantastic playing off the male leads. So Jason Segel is basically himself, lumbering, sort of lovable dork. But then Russell Brand is probably the most charismatic human alive in this movie, and his British charm and insanity jump off the screen here and really draw you in, and it's really funny. The highlight of the film is when these 4 go out to dinner and just riff and try and one-up each other for probably about 15 minutes. And it sort of encapsulates how great all 4 of them are at playing off one another in the film. You can also count on the rest of the supporting cast. So there's Jonah Hill, Paul Rudd, Bill Hader as well is in this film, Jack McBride. There are so many funny people in this film, and they don't leave any empty scenes because they'll pop in for their 2-3 minute scene, say something ridiculous, something that's clearly ad-libbed, and you can see the other actors trying not to laugh at it. Another final note about the movie, great location or setting for a film. I don't think I've ever disliked a movie that's been set in Hawaii or in a tropical location. So it's, I don't know, Lilo and Stitch, 50 First Dates, Perfect Getaway, like, they're all pretty entertaining movies. And the fact that the location's so great, also Segel's able to leverage that to make it even funnier, because it's just funny that Peter's there in such a great location having such a terrible time. So what's the verdict? I don't know, do I like it? As you can imagine, I really love this film. For an R-rated noughties comedy, I feel like this holds up really well over a decade later. Other comedies from this era, like The Hangover and Wedding Crashers, are probably a lot less PC and more frowned upon now than movies like this. they rely too much on physical comedy, and there's a lot of the comedy in the film is relying on people yelling fags at one another and stuff like that. This doesn't really ever get to that level. Like, there's some stupid stuff in it, but I feel like this seems a lot more lighthearted than those films without babying the audience, and it's just funny from start to finish. There's no dead air. Every scene is hilarious. It contains so many great quotes, and it'll continue to be one of my favorite comedies of all time. On that note, I gave this a rating of 8.5 out of 10. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you rate this as one of your favorite comedies of all time? Has it aged well? Do you think that other Apatow movies are better than this? Is this terrible? Has it aged badly? Do you hate Jason Segel? Do you think that Mila Kunis isn't funny? Let me know in the comments below. But on that note, that's this review done. That's a wrap on this, and I'll see you next time. See you guys.